Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Yachts here, and it's Friday, and we're doing a Friday freak out. Freak it out! Wah! It's because today's All Star Weekend starts for this year's NBA, and Grady Dick is a rising star, and he'll be playing tonight at the Rising Stars Challenge on the team Tim Hardaway alongside Victor Wembanyama as a teammate, Jaime Vasquez, and a couple other guys. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man, to watch Grady compete tonight. It's a great honor. I'm really happy that he got it on his second year as a sophomore. He didn't have a good enough rookie year to go last year, but that just shows the increase in his game and notoriety around the league that he gets to go this year. And it's a fantastic honor. And Grady, you're added to list of a rising star from the Toronto Raptors franchise. Today, of course, is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. And well, I wanted to do something a little different. Often, my Friday freakouts are very negative or angry. Very, very angry. Maybe I'm mad at Grange or something like that, but I feel bad for Grange. Grange hasn't gotten back from Philadelphia yet on the plane, apparently, according to Blue Skies. From the Philadelphia game on Tuesday, guys. He still hasn't made his way back because of the weather craziness. But yeah, today's Friday freakout is going to be a little different because I'm freaking out with love. It's Valentine's Day. It's a day to spend time with your loved one, with people you love, and just share love and have love. So today on the Friday freakout, I'm freaking out about my love for the Toronto Raptors. This is not like a share the love club. Share the Love Club is for a specific individual usually, and it's us honoring a Raptors person, a player, announcer, a coach, or whoever around the organization that we really love. No, this is different. I'm going to freak out today about my general passion for rooting on the Toronto Raptors. That the Toronto Raptors are a very important thing in my life. Very much so. I mean, it's evidenced by this channel. And, they've been an important thing in my life for 30 years now. And I was going to make a list of 30 things that I love about the Raptors and why I love the Raptors. But I figured it'd be kind of, a lot of it will be repetitive of things that I said. So I felt like I was just going to go on an enthusiastic freak out about my passion that we all share for our franchise that we love, the Toronto Raptors. I mean, what's not to like? This team came in like a breath of fresh air with the motif of a nice purple color with red, with dinosaurs. And it was different than anything else in the league. The league had the Celtics with their blue their green and white. They had their Bulls with their red jerseys. Everybody had kind of plain jerseys. And the Raptors came in the league with these amazing white dinosaur jerseys that just kind of made the league kind of upbeat again. And kind of, in some ways on the down low, the Raptors did some really cool things to help the NBA in a couple different ways. One of them is it obviously made the league more international and have more standing and more prestige to have two teams in Canada all of a sudden. They may have buried us and didn't want us to compete, and they buried Vancouver so that they had to leave. But even them burying us, they couldn't bury Toronto. And Toronto is thriving and striving to achieve the next championship already. It's just amazing. It's just been so awesome. And, as much as they've not helped us or hurt us to try and do stuff, we've helped the league. We have definitely helped the league. I think the Raptors have been something very, very good for the NBA over the 30 years. And I think that people would admit that. I mean, think about it. What would this world be without the Toronto Raptors? There'd be no Vince Carter Dunkiversary. There'd be no 2019 championship. There'd be no DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry bromance. That's what I'm saying, man. The entity, the idea, the inkling of a thing that happened with John Batove Jr. in the 90s. It's just a beautiful thing that what it became. In some ways, this idea of getting an NBA team in Toronto and doing this thing, it started a new culture. And we're building it right now. In the 30 years of the Raptors, I've talked about this recently, that we're building a history and a culture, something that all sports franchises accumulate over time. Some franchises don't get a lot of accolades for a long time. We could look at the Charlotte Hornets culture and history. I mean, it's not bad. In some ways, it's cool with Muggsy and Del Curry and Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, stuff like that. But, they don't have necessarily some of the key highlights that the Raptors have had since, you know? That's a fantastic thing. In some ways, the Toronto Raptors have been a huge shift and change in sports in Canada. And we talk about this all the time. Hockey centric Canada has had a new upstart sport that has been extremely popular with people, the Raptors, and bringing focus on that. And, it's such a cool thing to be a Raptor fan these days that we have fans all over the world. We have fans in every opposing city we go to. I don't know what it is. There's some people just identify with the underdog. They identify with the team that has the hardest path to get there, and they want to gravitate towards it. That's why we have so many Raptors jerseys on the road. Sure, some of them are Canadians that are living down there and they're just happen to be in that city and they want to do it. But some of them are just people that live in that city, like Bryce Lawson, and just love the Raptors. And they're just Raptor fans because they like that team and they feel like being rooting for them. And they're not even Canadian. They have nothing to do with Canada. That's amazing. There's something about the brand. There's something about the culture. There's something about Masai Ujiri and our team that gravitates people to us, even if they don't have any direct connections, because it's a spirit of not giving up when the odds are against you. It's a spirit of, wow, they are really having to go through more than the other teams in the league in certain ways. And you know what? I respect that. And in some ways, the people that go the hard way are the people that do it the right way. And man, that's who we are. In some ways, I'm proud to be a Raptors fan. When I say this right now, I would have gotten laughed at, in the beginning. From the 30th, the first year in 95, all the way up to 99, before Vince showed up, if you said you were a Raptors fan, people would laugh at you. They would. Seriously. Not just because I was living in Florida, but also up here in Canada. Some people would laugh at you if you told them that you were a Raptors fan. Well, we gained respect. We earned respect. We worked for that respect, and we got that respect. And I love that. I just love the story of our team. And there's going to be all these great things coming out, like this movie event where they're going to have the movie that Alex Wong worked on with I think it was Crave, and they did a 30-year movie that's coming out along with that movie Inbound, which is about the growth of Canada basketball. Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. We need to know our history, young fans. In some ways, that's part of the reason why watching my channel is a good thing, because I'll tell you about the history here. The more you know about all the years of the 30 years of the Raptors, the more knowledgeable you are of our culture and history, the better Raptor fan you are. And that's amazing thing that, like, young people can learn about the history of the Raptors. Why were we named the Raptors? What happened? All this different stuff coming out with Raptors Delight with their bullshit. Open Gym, always the top notch, the top ranked documentary thing of the Raptors culture for over 10 years now. Open Gym is the winner. And man, these movies that are coming out, they're fantastic too. So we're looking back and we're taking stock of the first 30 years of Raptors basketball. And at this milepost, I have to say we should be pretty proud. The accomplishments of our franchise, if you look at all other NBA franchises and different things, sure, other teams have had more championships in 30 years. The Miami Heat, as other teams have, had more history, the Boston Celtics, but the Raptors are starting to build a respectable culture and history. And I love that. I love that. I love this team so much. You guys know I do. I love Masai. I love Darko. I love Scotty. I love Grady. I love the whole team. I love RJ. I love IQ. I love BI, who just showed up. Yeah, it's just a pure love. It's my Valentine love. It's for this team. That's right. This team is so important to me. So I'm freaking out with love today. Love for my team. Love for being a Raptors fan. Love for having the opportunity to have this happen. Because seriously, I was on cloud nine when I just saw on the paper one day the NBA has awarded a franchise to the city of Toronto for the NBA. That was where it started, right there. As soon as I knew the city where I was born and from was going to get a sports team in my favorite league, it was a match made in heaven. It was over at that point. It was over, Vince Carter. That's right. Over for me, as far as I knew for the rest of my life, what team was going to be my absolute number one sports franchise that I was going to root for the rest of my life. As soon as that little connection between the city that I love, Toronto, was with the NBA. And man, I haven't looked back, and I have enjoyed the hell out of this for 30 years. I almost died, y'all. Y'all don't know this. Some of y'all do, because I talked about this on a stream in the past. When I was 18 years old, I was in a very serious car accident in high school where I pretty much almost died. I had a near death experience where I literally almost went to the light, but I didn't go. This was in 1992, guys, or 94. Sorry, 94 when this happened. This was a year before the Raptors started. I would have died and never even seen them if I died that night. I feel so grateful that I survived that night and didn't bleed to death in my car after a wreck, to be able to see the 30 years that have gone by. In some ways, I feel so grateful for this, that I got more life than just 18, because I wouldn't even have ever seen a Raptors jersey or even known their name if I had died that night in that car wreck that I was supposed to die in. So there's a lot of really gratefulness around the Raptors, because man, I wouldn't even known they'd existed if I died the time that I almost really almost died. Seriously. All right, I'm gonna check in on y'all's comments. We're gonna do the classic card. We'll do a scout if anybody wants to do a Valentine scout. Also, I have to react to the 905 loss to the Cleveland Charge last night and talk about some things that happened. Shamshay got hurt last night, and it's a little scary, guys. So we'll go over that so I can give you all the latest information on what I think is happening with Shamshay as far as his knee injury that he suffered last night from a very unfortunate incident. So yeah, and there's other stuff too from the game last night to talk about. So there's all kinds of fun stuff. Let's get in the chat. And if y'all want to talk about, if you guys want to testify on your love for the Raptors and why you love the franchise and being a fan of the Raptors, totally put that in the comments section too, because that's kind of what the theme is today. It's Valentine's Day, and it's all about love for the Raptors franchise and being a fan of the Raptors and what that means to you is what we're talking about today. That's it right there, baby. That's right. Let's go. All right, here, Trevor J saying family is not about blood. It's about who's willing to help and hold your hand when you need it the most. Yeah, this is the craziest thing. Some people aren't lucky enough to have a family that's supportive, and that's too bad. So they make their own family of people that they find in their life that they trust. And these are often good friends. They could be a spouse or partner. They could be just a really good friend group that is just there for them. That's right. Family can be family legitimately because they are your family, but they can also be familial family also. They could be a friend group. They can be like that. And that's fantastic. And Trevor's exactly right. In some ways, building trust and having good relationships with people is can be very security for you, because they're people that you can depend on. And if you're in a bad place, well, they'll hopefully try and come and help you. So yeah, this is good, Trevor. It's a good thing to point out, because unfortunately, not everybody is lucky enough to have a supportive family. I hate that, because it's tough. It's just how it is sometimes for everybody. But that sucks. But hopefully you can find your own family, make your own family of people that you trust in your life, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your best friend, whether it's a friend group, whether it's a social group, whatever. You get that. Raptor Freak family. How about that? Trevor's saying, I've been seeing this all over social media that Ingram turned down the Pelicans 164 million to join the Raptors. Yeah, the deal is a similar pay grade as the one we signed him to. It's just that it had one more year on it. And is about 40 million a year. It wasn't that much different than ours. 160 for 40 million a year. So that's 4 years. 16. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think the difference is that Brandon just realized he's spinning his wheels in New Orleans. And like he said in an interview this week, it's nice to be on a team where the other teammates are listening to the coach and trying. Because in some ways, that's a tell on Zion. It's a tell on a couple of the Pelicans probably too. And well, he needed to change his scenery, because in some ways, Brandon may seem kind of like aloof and maybe a little sleepy, maybe a little, but he, don't get it twisted. This man really is a professional. He loves the game of basketball, and he's trying to become a better and better player every day. And he needs to be in an environment like ours over New Orleans, because in New Orleans, in some ways, I love Willie Green. I think he's an amazing coach. I think he's doing a great job, but it's the cast of characters on the team that are hard to manage. And that's the thing. Like, Brandon can look from the outside when he was on the Pelicans and see the Raptors have something going on with their team and how they run things and the organization. and how the players are really working their ass off on defense and running all over the place. That's discipline. That's listening to the coach. That's actually going out and trying to execute the coach's plan to the fullest of their ability. And that may not be the case down in the Pelicans. And so in some ways, that's what it is right there. Do I get paid 40 million a year on a team with teammates that don't seem like they're going anywhere, on a franchise that's kind of in some ways? Or do I go to a team that looks like they got their shit together and they got a good young core and they're heading in the right direction? I think it's a no-brainer right there, right? If you really think about it, Rich Paul and Clutch don't have to be stupid to figure out it's a better move to come here. I mean, they know that we're badasses. I mean, Rich is going to use Masai Ujiri's name in all kinds of trade negotiations for leverage and helping himself. So, of course, it's great. I love Masai Ujiri. Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to Masai Ujiri. A great man. Yeah, we always love Masai. That's right. Trevor's saying, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hope you spend it with someone that you appreciate and love. I'm fortunate to be at Adriana's house right now, and I will get to spend the day with her. I'm going to cook her a nice dinner later tonight. And yeah, we're going to have a nice, just a Valentine's Day to ourselves. And it's going to be very fantastic. I hope everybody gets the chance to be around somebody they love, just like what Trevor's saying. That'd be awesome. He's saying that also that Norman Powell got 41 points in overtime win over the Jazz last night. Jazz are very bad. And wow, good job, Storm and Norman. I want to give big kudos to William Liu. William Liu of Hello and Welcome podcast. Fantastic work interviewing Norman Powell recently and showing clips from his past in the Raptors. And Norman, man, you're a real one, bro. I wonder a little bit sometimes with you about how you feel about the Raptors in Toronto. But man, that interview that Will did with you recently that came out on Hello and Welcome podcast was just top notch, man. And you really got to say some of the things that I love to hear from a Raptors alumni that, obviously he's a champion with our team. He had some of his greatest moments in his career in a Raptors uniform. And, the fact that he gets it, he respects this city and he respects his time with the Raptors. So, Norman, man, you're always in good standing alumni for our team. And I love that you're a bench mob. And I love seeing you react to your dunks as a Raptor and some of the highlights, like you pouring the champagne over your head after the championship, or you being totally inebriated at the championship parade and smoking cigars and all that other fun stuff. It's a great interview. If you haven't seen it yet, go find Hello and Welcome podcast on YouTube and find the Norman Powell watches old Raptors clips with William Liu clip. It's so good, man. Really, really good. Kudos to William Liu and those guys at that podcast, man. You guys did a good job with that. I love seeing that kind of stuff. That's the content I want right there, which you just did, William Liu. Reviewing old footage with old Raptors and getting their reaction and getting them to tell us what they were doing, man, in that moment. That's so good, man. William Liu. Here, seriously, man. Big time stuff, man. Salute to Logical Raptors fanatic. Mike, good morning to you. Project Truth, always my guy. How are you doing this morning, man? Let's see what he's saying. Culture starts from the top down. Masai says we are a family, and the GM believes it, and the coaches, then the players know it. Yeah. This world's getting more unhumanistic in some ways, not really thinking about people's feelings or anything like that. It's all about the bottom line, and business can be cold like that. I mean, look at Luka Doncic. Seriously, that was cold as hell what happened to him recently. Well, in some ways, it may be a hindrance and sometimes not helpful to the team, but the family approach of the Raptors is a good thing. Having that family feel makes in some ways these guys bond to the city and the franchise more after they're gone. These things matter. And there's a lot of people that play for teams, they never have any kind of emotional connection to it because it's just I went there, I earned money playing basketball, and I was just there for like a year or two or something like that. In some ways, we really do get bonds with players to our city, partly because of the fans, partly because of the city, partly because of the organization and the people that run it, and making it run it with like family intentions. I mean, look at what happened with Dennis recently too. You asked Dennis Schroeder how he feels about two different franchises in this league that have been somewhat the same in a lot of ways in the last few years, the Warriors or the Raptors. Well, he'll tell you the Raptors are a top-notch class organization that handled him in the nicest way for the 6 months that he played for them. And they were so accommodating. He won't say a bad thing about the Raptors, even though in some ways we kind of just like discarded him. and went on in a different direction without him after kind of promising him the starting point guard job under Darko and doing a lot of things. It didn't work out. Well, go ask him about how he feels about the Warriors after what happened recently with the trade deadline. He would tell you it's a classless organization, that they're really not a top-notch people person kind of team, and they're kind of assholes. That's a difference right there. In some ways, good businesses do well when they get people feeling like people care. They care about the people that come and use them, or customers. You know what I'm saying? Like a business where it's like the person comes in, you smile, you say something, hey, how's your day been going? You try and get nice with them instead of cold on feeling, just like, yeah, come in, bye, yeah, get out of here. You got your thing you need, get out of here. That's the kind of thing that's the difference there. And the Raptors are very much a family kind of feeling around the way they run it. In some ways, that's a good thing, and it can be very beneficial, but it can also be a detriment at times because it's difficult to trade people. And Masai and Bobby, they go through it when they have to trade people like DeMar DeRozan or OG Anunoby or Pascal Siakam. It's not easy when you make a family with the person, and then all of a sudden you got to say, yeah, I'm sorry, we're trading you, Pascal, to Indiana. It's tough, man. It is tough, man. Yeah, Mike's saying it's different playing here now. Yeah, it has changed, and we built this up. I'm really happy that Masai's smart enough to not just look at the mistakes that he may make while he's been in the tenure of doing his job for the Raptors, but also look at the mistakes of Rob Babcock. Look at the mistakes of Glenn Grunwald. Look at the mistakes of those before him, and let's just safeguard our organization from making those mistakes ever again. We dropped the ball with Tracy McGrady as a rookie and making sure that his needs were met as a person in a big city as a very young man, and not really having the right kind of needs met as far as direction, guidance, different things. Well, we definitely have that now. We definitely have that now as far as helping orient the young players that come to play for us to be able to live a healthy NBA professional lifestyle. It's not that Tracy did anything wrong or anything. It's just that nobody was helping him. Nobody was guiding him. He's basically a high school kid in Toronto in another country all of a sudden, all on his own. And now we have people like Shelby in our organization that make sure this kind of shit ain't happening. And they, the lessons from other stuff like the Vince debacle with Rob Babcock, it's very important to keep open lines of communication with your superstar and your GM and everybody else all being on the same page. And, the things that happened with Vince where people just kind of went into other camps and weren't communicating right and effectively, and confusion happened. And then all of a sudden Vince got traded, and he didn't actually want to get traded. Apparently, he said, well, communication wasn't very good around that time. Rob Babcock was an idiot. Richard Petty was running our team in the ground on the down low in the background. And that's what happens. So we value communication more than ever with our players, so that we can all be on the same page and understand things. Some team may run a weird thing where they're not sharing information with their players, like the Dallas Mavericks and Luka recently. And they're kind of underhanded, and it's very kind of like, oh, I don't trust you. Like, you'll stab me in the back kind of stuff. Well, we don't do that. It's not our MO. We don't do that kind of action. We try not to anyway. And that really means a lot. In some ways, that's part of building an attractiveness of playing for the Raptors is, well, look at the Raptors. They never dishonor or stab their players in the back or mistreat them. They actually communicate, and they're very open, and they're very clear about what they're doing. And I think that Raptor players have respected and appreciated that while they've played for here. So, yeah, it's awesome stuff. Masai definitely sets the culture. But, John Batove set the culture in the very beginning. Isaiah Thomas set some culture. Vince Carter set some culture. Lenny Wilkins set some culture. Butch Carter, all the way through, people were setting culture. Jose Calderon, Brian Colangelo. There's culture set by all the players and all the personnel that have been involved in the Raptors over the 30 years. Some of it detrimental. Yeah, some of it detrimental. Richard Petty, you bastard. Some of it very, very good, like Tim Lewicki. That's very, very good what Tim Lewicki did. Yeah, very, very good. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Stormin Norman's averaging 25 this year, career year. Yeah, isn't that awesome, James? I'm really proud of Norman in this year for him. He should have been the all-star instead of Harden. We all know that. But Norm's going to be in the three-point shootout on Saturday night, guys. So let's see if he can win that. That'd be awesome. So I'm rooting for Norman Powell in the three-point shootout on Saturday night. So, yeah, former Raptor right there. That's right. Let's see. Mike said Opa Jim is family home movies. It's just brilliant. And other people that try to do the same thing that Open Gym does on other teams and other sports, you just don't capture it like we do. It may be the talent that we had with the cinematographers, director of photography, Jeff Landicho, people like that. We just have really high level talent for producing like movie quality, like documentary style with the Open Gym all the way since the beginning when they traded Quincy Acey and Aaron Gray, all the way since the beginning of the show, all the way through all these years of doing it. Yeah, it's just top notch. Other teams wish they could have a series documenting their history like Open Gym for this long, like we have. Thank you, Masai, for starting this project as soon as you hit the ground and continuing it going, because it really is a great tool for young people who are getting into the Raptors to kind of go back and watch former seasons and kind of go through it with everybody because it's there. It's like being a Survivor fan and being able to go back and watch the Survivor series, Survivor seasons from like the 2000s and 2010s and learning about the history of the game of Survivor, the reality show. So it's like we got Open Gym episodes from like 2014 that with Terrence Ross and DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry that people can go back and they can actually feel the vibes of the culture from that period. It's amazing. It's such an amazing series. I'm so proud of it and I love it. And nothing's going to rival it. You can do whatever the fuck you're doing right now, Sportsnet, with your bullshit on Raptors Delight, but it will never, ever measure up to the fantastic, absolute number one documentary of the Toronto Raptors. And that is Open Gym for years now, produced by Bell. That's right. That's right. That is what it is. Right there. Right there. Mike's saying things are changing. The 2010s pushed us to respectability. Yes. I mean, honestly, I give a lot of the credit. Like, sure. All right. Vince gave us respectability first. When he first showed up and he put us on the map, they alluded to this game recently on the broadcast. Jack Armstrong bringing up the Phoenix game on Sunday on NBC. I went to that game personally. I wasn't working that day. I bought a ticket and went. And that was the day I met Tracy McGrady, too. Vince scored 50 points on the Phoenix Suns in the Air Canada Center on a Sunday afternoon on NBC. And it was the first game they ever broadcast on NBC stateside, nationwide of the Raptors. And he put us on the map. He brought us respectability at that time. But of course, he wiped it all away with his exit and the trade to New Jersey and the villain he became after that. But then we were kind of downtrodden for at least 5 years after that, at least 5 years, if not longer, until Kyle and DeMar showed up. And it was really DeMar. DeMar said it himself. I mean, when Chris Bosh cut out on us and said, yeah, I'm going to South Beach with LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, DeMar said, don't worry, Toronto. I got us. I got us. That's what he said. And he still believes this. And that's the thing that hurts so bad about getting traded, because he really wanted to be that I am Mr. Toronto. I'm going to carry us. I'm going to build us up. And he did. He mission accomplished, DeMar. You built up the Toronto Raptors franchise to respectability in a way with Kyle by your side that it stays now going forward. Some people would say, nah, Lex, you went to Tampa. You guys had horrible seasons since. Y'all's respectability went out the window after the championship when y'all bought them out. I don't think so. We actually were going through it, but we were still an organization and a team that on the down low, everybody respected, even if we're down and out at that time, because we're playing a season in Tampa and we're going through some bad seasons. So, no, let's not get it twisted. The way the Raptors are right now is a carry through because the common thread of Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster is there. And that even when we had the down years in the last 5 years, don't get it twisted. That respectability and level of things from Colin DeMar, building it up with Casey as a coach, it has been fluid since then. So, yeah, I believe that it was in the 2010s where it stuck. And it stuck to it. Vince May gave us a little taste of it for a couple years in the early 2000s. But DeMar, specifically with Kyle as his sidekick on this mission, it was DeMar's work that he wanted to do. He wanted to build us up and make us respected. He was like Jamal Shed standing for us if people were disrespecting us like Tristan Thompson did the other night. I think it's amazing that a rookie out of Houston named Jamal Shed has more maturity and more understanding of the NBA and basketball and just ethics and being like a good person on the court than 14-year veteran Tristan Thompson, idiot. In fact, it came out after the game that Kenny Atkinson was very disappointed that Tristan Thompson made that decision at the end game. He said it's unfortunate, and I kind of wish he hadn't done it, is what he said afterwards. And I'm hearing Tristan saying, "Oh, I had my reasons for doing it," and he doesn't care. Well, whatever. You're an idiot. You're a jackass, and you really don't have a lot of respect all around this league. I don't even understand why you're in this league still. It's not like you can play anymore. You're washed up. You're washed up. So whatever, man. You do whatever you do, Tristan Thompson, you bastard, is what I'll call you right there. There you go. Randolph's here. Sending love and blessings to our beloved Raptor freaks on Valentine's Day. Love is patient, kind, not envious, boast not, is not proud, dishonors not self-seeking, and not easily angered. You know, the idea of what true, pure love is all these things that Randolph's saying. In some ways, people think that it's love, but it may be infatuation or lust. You know, in some ways, it's not even about like sex. It's about a connection with somebody and feeling like something deeper with them. And you know, it's so hard to explain in some ways. But yeah, love is different forms. You can have different kinds of love for somebody. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, love. And you know when it's real. You know when it's real. You can feel it. If something's a little off, well, you can tell too. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Randolph, for your words of wisdom and blessings to the Phillips family on this Valentine's Day. I hope that they are all having a great Valentine's, and blessings to all the Raptor Freak families out there. That's right. Trevor saying, my wife asked me something happened to her if I would love again. And I said, of course, with my bills, they will never leave me. What? What? My wife asked me something. If something happened, my wife asked me if something happened to her, if I would love again. I said, of course, with my bills, with your bills, like the Buffalo Bills or like bills you get in the mail. They will never leave me. They will never leave me. Did you mean to say girls? Girls with my girls? I don't know. I'm confused here, Trevor. Your Bills? Are you a Buffalo Bills fan? All right, be good. It would be your Buffalo Bills will be a replacement for your wife. Oh, God forbid anything happens to her, is what I'll say. Monique saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. I don't need to say much about this team. You already know how much I love about this team. All right. I want to talk to Monique this morning because super fan, oh my gosh. I saw what this is amazing. I never saw this. Any other fan post this yet, but Monique, and I love that the only one I've seen is hers, because I know that everybody can do this, but I'm glad the only person I've seen do this is Monique, and she has a post that she put up on Facebook in the last couple of days from the Dunkiversary, where they took one of Vince's dunks and they put Mo's face on it. It's like one of these, I guess you can do a photo morph. And they basically have Monique in the pose of putting the ball through her legs, like the logo this year, in the air. And it's so badass, Mo. I saw that and I was like, this is so cool. This is so cool. I hadn't seen anybody else's because I know probably other people have done it and they're other, but I've only seen yours. And I'm like, this is perfect. I don't want to see another one. I just want to see Mo get in the air like Vince, putting it between her legs and dunking it. It looks so cool. Seriously, y'all. If Mo will allow me to do this, I would love to share the picture I'm talking about right now in the community tab after the show today. So y'all can see this amazing thing. The Dunkiversary had all kinds of cool things. Like Mo went and did a music video thing at the GOAT night the other day, where they had like a thing and it's like lights were behind her. And now this Dunkiversary picture of her with her face superimposed over Vince Carter's body dunking is so badass. That's awesome. And yeah, listen, I know Monique's love and passion for the Raptors is equally or even further than mine, which is very deep. And yeah, it's such a great day to celebrate the Raptors' love on Valentine's Day with the super fan Monique Lawrence, a real one who absolutely 100% has her heart for the Toronto Raptors. So yeah, Mo, that picture is awesome. I hope that you'll let me share it because I'd like to show everybody that picture because I love it. It's so cool. I was like, when I saw it, it brightened my day yesterday. I'm not going to lie. When I saw that picture, I was like, that was one of the best things about my day yesterday. I was like, that's so cool. Look at Mo. She's up there throwing it down. It was so cool. I love that so much. Very, very cool little photo app thing. Yeah. Mike's saying that Brandon Ingram turned down a $50 million contract in 2023. 50 million per year. Great Powell interview. Yeah, that William Louvre interview was awesome. Very, very good. So he turned down that amount of money back then. Well, sometimes people need to be a little humbled. I guess that's what it is right there. Yeah, Mike saying bench mob is connected forever. Rap's family bond is really tight. Yeah, I love Norman talking about how they all stay in contact like daily. Of course, Fred, Delon, OG, Pascal, Chris, Jakob. These guys are all very tight. Very, very, very tight. And like that, the Raptors championship team is very tight with Mark and Serge and Kyle and everybody on that team. Yeah, it's awesome. In some ways, I part of the culture and part of us arriving as a team with culture is players really embracing their roots with our team. And that's why I feel like it's important for Vince to fix things with us is because I don't want him to hate the Raptors where he roots against us. And he did for a while. Let's just put it that way. On the down low, I'm pretty sure he was rooting against us when we're booing the hell out of him. But to come around with he's retired, get his jersey retired, and now all of a sudden I can hear Vince Carter say the words "Go Raptors." I never thought I'd hear that word because honestly, I thought he hated us so much. Like seriously, how do you think we felt, Vince, after you turned your back on us, the Raptors fans? We didn't trade you. We didn't want any of this to happen. We were like the kids in the household watching the parents fight, and it wasn't. We were innocent. And that's the thing that I don't think you totally get in this whole thing. It's not like we tried to turn on you because we loved you. It's just everything went really villainous and weird. And well, we are expressive. We will boo, obviously. But I'm glad that now we've come around. And this is the thing: Norman Powell, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Serge Ibaka. These guys have pride in their Raptors history of being on the team. And in some ways, that's just something awesome. The early guys are coming around to it now. That's the crazy thing. AC Earl at the game the other day, people like Tracy Murray, Damon Stoudemire, Oliver Miller, they're first year Raptors. And in some ways, there was no prestige in that way at that time. Now they knew they were like, wow, we're trendsetters. We're new guys on an expansion team. But seeing the history in 30 years later, and they come around, and in some ways, they can embrace the Raptor roots in a more happier way because we've been champions now. The Raptors are a top-notch organization, and in some ways, they're pioneers in our history, and they can really feel affection and accomplishment from that, even though they were on a losing team that didn't do hardly anything except for beat the Bulls. So it's like that's kind of cool that because our history has become more laden with success and a championship, that the guys from the very beginning, like AC Earl, Ed Pickney, people like that, can be more like Raptors. I'm proud of my part in the Raptors history because look at where it is now. Look at where it is now with where we're at in 2025. That's a fantastic thing. That's a fantastic thing. That's right. Smooth saying Tristan Thompson responded to the critics on X. He doubled down on what he did. That's what you meant at the end of the stream yesterday. I was like, what are you saying about double down on it? Yeah, well, he's an idiot. I'm going to say this right now. There's a lot of people that have horrible egos right now that are blind to their real impact in the world. And they're just their own bubble with their own head. And they have no idea their effect on people in some ways. Well, we know some of those people are running the government right now down in the States. Now, Tristan is like that. He's an egotist. In some ways, he's arrogant. In some ways, his shit don't stink kind of bullshit like that. And that's what this is. I mean, can you blame him? There's all kinds of people that are not taking accountability for horrible behavior right now and just blindly going against it and saying something like that. I mean, we can blame him because this is not the right action. This is not a mature action. This is kind of an egotist and a malignant narcissist action that you're like, oh, no, I can't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. No, I did this. I don't even know what he said. What was his reasoning for why he did it? Did he say, oh, I hate Toronto after all? I grew up in Brampton, and they always make fun of Brampton people in Toronto. So I've always hated Toronto for some reason. Did he give a reason? He's like, what? Did he just say, no, I just did it. I did it. I don't care. I'll stand by doing it. I would have done it again. Nah, man. The funny thing is, he's not popular by anybody. I don't even think his teammates and his people around that. The Cleveland fans will get behind him because they're just a mob that's going to go for their guy. And especially if it's against Toronto, they're going to be, yeah, screw them. I'm glad this happened. But even his own coach is not impressed with him. And I'm sure some of his teammates cringed when he did that too. So it's like, yeah, most of the media people that have talked about it have said he's totally classless and he's an idiot. And this is the kind of stuff we expect from a knucklehead like Tristan Thompson. That's what I've been hearing the last couple of days. You know, he can support himself, but he's on an island with that, and maybe a few crazy, devout Cavaliers fans, and that's about it. Fiercely saying, "Good morning, fam, and happy Valentine's Day or Friday if you don't celebrate." You know what? I want to say this: there's a movement out there where people do friendentine's Day, where if you don't have a significant other, you don't have somebody that you're going to spend it with, some friends will get together and they'll do the things that they love to do together as friends and spend a Valentine's like that. Listen, I don't like any kind of holiday that makes people feel ashamed about whatever, whether it's Christmas and I don't have enough gifts to people, or it's Valentine's Day and I don't have a significant other. In some ways, it is what it is. It's just another day, like Fiercey said. It's just a Friday. That's why I'm saying let's make our Valentine today the Toronto Raptors franchise and our love and just our fandom and how we feel about this team, and how I talk about it every day at 9:30 in the morning. So yes, it's good for everybody out there. If you're not really into Valentine's Day, I'm not really, honestly. I'll do something nice for her, like cook a dinner for her or something like that. But otherwise, it's not like, I understand some of these holidays are just economic drivers where they try and make you go out and buy things for the economy and stuff like that. Christmas, especially. And in some ways, like Valentine's is a great day to celebrate somebody that you really love. And that's what it should be. And it doesn't have to have money involved in it. Some people feel like they have to go all out and get really expensive, like the most expensive restaurant and like a whole crazy amount of filling a room with flowers and stuff like that. Well, if they have the means to do it and they want to do that to show their love, that's great. But everybody, even the smallest token of love for somebody, maybe it's an action that you do for them or something you created yourself that you didn't even have to buy. You could wrote a song for your significant other. That, it doesn't have to be anything particular. It could be whatever it is. You could make your dog the significant other and say, "I love you, doggy. You're my Valentine today," and do such nice things for the dog. I think that anything goes as far as you feel with Valentine's Day, whether it's a friendentine's Day or Galentine's Day or whatever it is you're doing. That's right. That's right. So we're saying interested to know what Toronto did to him. Yeah. What did we do to you? Where did we hurt you? Point to where we hurt you. Right here. He hurt me right here in the heart. I don't understand it. I mean, seriously, bro. Seriously, why are you and Drake villains all of a sudden now? I mean, you always kind of have been a villain. And honestly, I mean, listen, think about all the years where the Raptors have languished without a center. And Tristan Thompson was hanging around this league. How many times did we talk to Tristan about trying to come and play for the Raptors? And how many times, what did he say? I bet you he's a snob. And he said, "I will never play for the Raptors." And some stupid shit like that. You're a turncoat, man. You're a turncoat. And honestly, I mean, anyway, I don't even want to talk about him anymore. In some ways, he's persona non grata. He's going to be gone from the league soon anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last year. Maybe he had to do that shit one last time. He's like, "I had to do this because I had to." Maybe that's his reasoning, guys, that he knew he was never going to play in Toronto ever again because this is his last year. And he just had to make one more basket in his hometown before his career is over at the end of the year. Yeah, that may be admirable for that. It's like, "Listen, you don't understand. I'm not going to be able to play after this year. And I had to make one more basket in my hometown." Could it be that? I don't know. I'm trying to turn the other cheek. Maybe give him a reasoning. If he didn't say anything like that, well, he's an asshole, is what I'm going to say right there. Yeah, Tristan Thompson is a real punk. That's right. He is, Monique. You're right. You're right. Mike is saying the guys trying to earn a spot ran a full court press with under a minute left in a 20-point game. That's why he's not a great player. Well, this is the unwritten rule, and they talked about this. They went into it, and I know this from playing in basketball myself. If the game's a blowout, and the minutes are running out. Actually, usually around when the shot clock's running out and the shot clock gets turned off, it's the final shot clock. You just dribble it out, and because everybody's quit playing. That's the whole thing. It's a cheap basket. It's not like the Raptors were actually playing defense anymore. They were just kind of quit. The game's over. We're standing here. Well, idiot wants to run up and just make a dunk all of a sudden when nobody's trying. That's not really an earned basket. That's a cheap fucking stat stuff. And that's the problem with this, that, when people aren't competing all of a sudden and you decide you're going to go ahead and get a cheap little basket, that's what people frown on because it's kind of agreed upon. Well, Jamal Shedd's going to stop and not play any more defense. They're all just standing on the court waiting for the time to run out. Well, it's not like we were playing anymore. And that's the problem right there. That's the problem. If we were still competing, if we were still guarding him right up until the last buzzer, there's no problem here. But it's the unwritten rule. Everybody's relaxing and saying, well, the game's over, dribble it out. And Jamal Shed himself, who got mad about it, has dribbled out many games this year for the Raptors at the end of the buzzer. And that's just it. Maybe Tristan was selfish and he's like, I don't want to get a turnover. Well, pass it to one of your teammates then and let them get the turnover. I don't know. It's stupid because they do count it as a turnover at the end of the game for the person who has the ball right at the end, which is kind of cheesy. They shouldn't do that, honestly. They really, really shouldn't do that. Let's keep going. Let's see. Kareem saying, Lex, give a midseason grade on all our players. No explanations needed. Go. All right. I could do this challenge a little bit. All right. I'll try and do this. Seriously, this is an interesting question, and it is a good time to do it. Kareem's right on point. All right. So we'll start with Scott. I feel like Scotty this year is an A+. Scotty has grown into a new realm of who he is in this league in a way that he's a franchise player, and he's showing excellent leadership. And the huge strides on the defensive end are the side that I'm going to talk about. Some people may be saying Scotty's having a worse year this year, but they're absolutely wrong. His shooting may have made a decline a little bit this year, but the defense has been such a huge increase that he is absolutely an A+ in my book. RJ Barrett, I mean, I may be a little biased on this. I'm going to give RJ an A because honestly, he's been healthy most of the season. He's been top notch. I feel like he has the best stats of his career so far in his young career. And his ability to pass the ball showing off this year has been a nice new wrinkle for RJ. His assist numbers are higher than ever. And you know what? He's actually shooting really well right now, guys. You know, he is really dialed in. Now, if he just get his free throws right, I'd do better for him. But I will give RJ an A. Emmanuel's tough because the thing with Emmanuel is he's been hurt so much. And in some ways, I'm going to factor in his grade partly because he hasn't been available. But I'm going to give him like a C+. If he had been able to play more, I'd give him higher. And we would have seen more amazing things from him. I would have given him higher. But it's mostly because of his availability that I'll give him a C+ because we just haven't seen him that much. And honestly, if he plays really good for the rest of the season and stays healthy, I'll raise his grade by the end of the year. How about that? Grady Dick. I want to give Grady a B-. I feel like he had such a great growth spurt in the second half of last year, but this year it's been kind of up and down. He hasn't been just growing up. In some ways, it's a little bit, but he's definitely going through different stages of defensive intensity thrown at him in the last year. And he's had to deal with different things like new physicality and all kinds of other stuff. And I think he's doing really well. So I give him a B- for his year so far. I mean, he could also, like Emmanuel, go on a really good streak for the rest of the year, and I'll raise his grade for the end of the year. Ochai Agbaji has been fantastic. I'm going to give him an A- because he has just upped his game as usefulness on the defensive end and the stuff he's doing on the defensive end. Of course, the offensive end has been getting better. The corner three percentage is high. The attacking the rim and finishing and transition is top notch. In fact, he may be the best in the league, honestly, y'all, at finishing layups and dunks around people in traffic. He's just so strong and so quick. That really is his bread and butter. And thinking about last year when we acquired him and what we're trying to do with him offensively was not what he does, and he struggled. Well, we let him be him, and we really play to his strengths now, corner threes and drive into the basket, and he's just taken off. And the defensive stuff is amazing too. So A- for Ochai Agbaji. Jakob Poeltl's been an A+ this year. When he's been available, the man has been just steady. He's having a career year himself. This is the best year Jakob's had in his career. I'm telling you right now. And the passing has been phenomenal, and he's done way more stuff with dribbling and attacking the rim that I've ever seen in his career. It's really big sweeping moves where he lays it in, and the push shot's been so good. When he's healthy and he's out there, he's so good for us. So, yeah, another A+ for Jakob Poeltl. Him and Scotty are my A+ guys. Chris Boucher is also an A because he's just playing his best year so far in his career. With his threes are the most money they've been his whole entire career. He's just very, very sound and smart. about positioning and going after rebounds and doing things the right way for our team. And I really commend him for fitting in with Darko's system and getting it right this year. Last year was cloudy and weird, and he didn't play all the time, and people were confused. Well, he's done a good job of listening to Darko, working with him, and catering his game to what Darko wants. And that's huge. That's huge. And he's very useful. And I love that it seems like Chris is going to be on our team for the years to come still, which is fantastic. That's been in doubt in recent months. I don't know. There's a good chunk of the team right there. It seems like this will take too long. It seems like it take too long. I would do the rookies, but we don't, I don't know. I don't want to do this for too much longer. We want to do other stuff. But Kareem, there's a little bit of it right there. How about that? Is that good? Mike's saying Ingram left the team. We used to be the Pels. We used to be the Pels. We used to be the Pels. No, we were never the Pels. No, we weren't. He wants to be a part of a respectable team, playing good ball and is stable. Exactly. Exactly. There's a difference in being a Pelican and being a Raptor. And that is very, very true. Monique saying, Lex, I'm a little glad Vince said sorry, not showing last game. Yeah, that meant a lot to me too. In some ways, it was just hearing the words out of his mouth. I'm sorry, Raptors fans. That's all I needed to hear was that combination of words. Even if he's not apologizing for anything that happened 20 years ago, the fact that he can go through the action of apologizing to Raptors fans for not being at the Dunkiversary night, that felt really like an apology to me. I'm like, okay, Vince can apologize to us. And I'm like, it really went a huge way. In some ways, I was going to get mad at him and yell, why couldn't you even be at your Dunkiversary game? Like, you don't care. But then when I heard the apology, and then on top of that, he said, go Raptors at the end of it. Yeah, that healed a lot. This is the kind of stuff you got to do, Vince. If you can get the old diehards like me that are really kind of have a grudge against you because of 2004, this helped a lot. I mean, just the words, I'm sorry, Raptors fans, coming out of Vincent Lamar's mouth was enough. In some ways, it healed. In some ways, some very, very, very things have hurt me for 20 years now. It healed some of that. Just hearing that combination of words coming out of his mouth is amazing, man. I'm so happy that he did that. And in some ways, him not coming to it and apologizing for not coming to it would have been better than him showing up and just coming out and waving to everybody. So this is really good. It's kind of a weird thing. I really was going to go in on him for not being in Toronto on Wednesday night for our Dunkiversary game. But the apology was so good and sincere. I was like, you know what? I'm good with him. I'm not upset that he didn't come. And I'm actually really happy that he just apologized to us. That's all I really needed, man, Vince, was just something like that. There was nothing like that when everything went down because it was obvious, you're out and you're mad and, everything was all screwed up. And there's so much time passed that we never really got this until this week. So this heals a lot. This heals a lot. Seriously. I'm right now currently neutral with you. I'm not mad at you anymore, but I'm not totally enthusiastic and positive about you. Well, you could get me positive about you if you add more to the Raptors culture as an alumni and a luminary and an icon as a Raptor going forward more and more in your life. We put you on a plane. We put your banner up in our arena with your number. So let's embrace this and let's be a positive, healthy Raptors alumni that really does root for the best interests of the team doing better and better, because that's what I'm talking about. You can be happy to honor yourself and your history and you're part of the team, but do you want the team to succeed into the future because you love the team? That's what I'm asking you, Vince, because for a long time, you probably didn't love the team because of the things that happened. But now can you turn around and love the team again? I'll love you again. And then boom, we can be a happy alumni Raptor family. Seriously. Because if you want that, we can fix this. It's just that you have to give the proper due respect to your legacy and to the place where you come from. That's all, man. That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Yeah, let's keep going. Gerald's here. Naco the Nacho saying, I'd still advocate for watching Cooper's college tape. I can suggest someone else if you don't want to. All right, if you really want me to watch Cooper's college tape, I mean, I kind of don't want to, honestly. He's so much hype. I'd much rather see somebody new right now, Naco. Let's do the Cooper college tape a little closer to the draft. Maybe let's wait until the playoffs to revisit or maybe wait until college basketball season's over so we can see the whole complete year highlight reel for his year this year. How about that? Can we do that? because in some ways, revisiting some of the guys we've already scouted, maybe it'll have to be when we're in the playoffs and March Madness is over and there's a national champion, the NCAA national champion, because then we can really get the comprehensive full season of these prospects for the high draft. That's what I'm saying. So let's see. G saying Raptors Instagram posted some funny cringe Valentine's posts. Yeah, the Raptor has some cringe Valentine's posts right now too on Instagram, which are pretty funny, actually. Let me go see what Isaac's talking about. See if I can see him right here. If there's some cringe Valentine's post, there's SGA on the cover of Slam. Ooh, Generation Shea. I like that. That looks good. All right, here we go. We got Grady, and he's saying, "You must be a rising star because you just dunked on my heart." There you go. That's a pretty funny little Valentine. You just dunked on my heart. Grady has been dunking a lot. There's a one with Mobo, and it says, "I can lock down my matchup, but I'm wide open for you." That's a little bit anyway. Chris Boucher says, "Bonjour, gorgeous. Every moment with you is a slam dunk." What do they keep using the slam dunk like in there? You just switch it up. The Raptors ones are better, honestly. Straight out of Saga, but my heart stays with you still. That's the RJ Barrett one. He's posing with the flex. I like that. There's a Brandon Ingram one. It says, "You can call me BI, but with you, it's all about we." What is that? Doesn't even make any sense. What is it? You can call me BI, but with you, it's all about we. I don't know. Is that some sort of weird? I don't know. Is that some sort of reference to Notorious B.I.G. Comment or something? All right, here's Scotty's. "I play every position, but when it comes to love, I'm only running plays for you." Some of these are weirdly sexual in some ways. "I play every position." I mean, come on now. What's going on here? What's going on here? It's a picture of Scotty like combing his hair, and he's got a come hither look. Jamal Sheds is when I'm with you, I'm just shedding away all distractions. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my God, Raptors admit, what are you doing today? Oh my God, you guys on this Valentine stuff. All right, let's keep going. Here's a Jakob one. "When I'm with you, it's like I found my Pirtle mate." What is that? What is a Pirtle mate? Pirtle mate? It's like I found my Pirtle mate. These are really bad. Like they've made these every year, like recently, but these are horrible. These are really, I don't even say "when I'm with you, it's like I found my Pirtle mate." What the fuck does that mean? Pirtle mate. What is a Pirtle mate? Pirtle mate. Puddle mate? Puddle mate? No, Pirtle. His name is Pirtle. Where's that Pirtle mate? What the fuck is that? All right, anyway, I gotta move on. I can't figure this out. Oshai saying Oshai here. Like he's talking. Oshai here. Like he's talking to us. Oshai here. And I'm just looking to score big with you, Valentine. You better be sending that to Avery, and that's it. That's right. No, that's like if it's Oshai here, it better be going to Avery, and that's it. His fiance is like, "Don't make this personalized Valentine. You give this to other girl, and like some girl's gonna look at it, oh my gosh, Oshai wants me." And then Avery's gonna be fighting off these women. That man looks like he's got Magnum PI looks. You gotta watch out, man. Oshai is a hot commodity on the women's market, and Avery's got him locked down. Come on now. Don't be doing this to him, Raptors admin. Oshai here, and I'm just looking to score big with you. Oh, okay. Is he trying to get in people's pants? What is this? Okay, here's Emmanuel Quickley's. "You can call me quick, but with you, it's all about the perfect play." Okay, once again, I don't want to start making these sexual. That's not a good nickname if in sexual. Anyway, you call me quick. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Garrett Temple said, "I know the game, but with you, I'm just here for the heart-to-heart connection." That's nice. That's nice. These are cheesy though. These aren't even like. Why couldn't you say something? "You've got the temple of my heart," or something like that? What are you doing, Raptors admin? Who wrote these? Who wrote these? All right, Jameson Battle. "I may be battle on the court, but with you, I surrender my heart." That one's not actually that bad. These are so bad, most of them though. Last one. Who is it? Who is the last one? It's Jacoby, and it's saying, "I'm a rookie in the game, but with you, I'm already in the starting lineup." Man, these are bad. Who wrote these? Who wrote these horrible Valentines. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right, let me go find the one with the Raptor because the Raptors ones are way better, guys. Raptor 95. Where is he? There he is. 95 the Raptor. Okay, his are way better. I'm going to tell y'all right now. The Raptors Valentines are way better. Where'd they go? You had them up earlier, Raptor. Where are they? I don't see them now. Oh, there they are. Okay, the Raptors got one that says, "Are you a fossil? Because I've been digging you for ages." That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This one's saying, "You make my heart dino soar." That's pretty good. See, these are dad puns. These are dad jokes. The Raptor also has, "Are you a buzzer beater? Because you just made my heart skip a beat." That's not bad. That's not bad. These buzzer beater, And the last one is, "I'd go extinct without you." And the Raptors got like a crazy rose, and he's just looking real slick and stuff like that. There you go. Raptors Valentine's check going on right now. Stupid stuff, silly stuff, man. Mike's saying half Mo full amazing pick. Wow, yeah, it's so awesome. You guys got to see it. Hopefully, yeah, she'll let me share it. Awesome. All right, we'll post it up on the community tab so y'all can see the cool mashup, half Mo, half amazing picture that I just love it so much. It's the best thing I've seen all week, honestly, Mo. It's the best thing I've seen all week. I love it. It's so cool. Kareem saying, "I'm sorry, but I kind of side with Tristan on what he did. Raps never gave up being down and eternity. What? So why should he? Raps made it a problem when there shouldn't be. Thompson is still a clown, though." All right, Scream, you know about this, man. It's about punking people. It's about showing people up. It's about unwritten codes. Like in football, FSU used to get in trouble all the time because Bobby Bowden might run the score up, and the other team would be mad because it's like you already beat us 60-10. Why did you have to throw another 2 touchdowns on in the last 5 minutes of the game? It's that stuff, Kareem. You played running back. You know about football running up the score, right? And well, getting in trouble for running up the score and embarrassing a team even worse when you didn't have to do that. That's what this is. In some ways, we were already getting our ass beat and we didn't need to do that. And it really is a unwritten rule, like I said, that when the play is stopped and nobody's competing anymore and they're just standing there, everybody's just supposed to dribble it out. Everybody does it in the league. And listen, there's nobody standing up for Tristan other than Tristan and delusional Cav fans that are just going to side with Cavs no matter what. Mark Davis, the referee, admonished Tristan Thompson for doing that after the game. He went up to him and said that was not cool, and he totally went off on him for a little bit there for a second because he knows this is bullshit, and we don't need a little fracas after the game. Mark Davis just wants to go home and get out of there after the game, and him having to get in the middle of extracurriculars at the game just because Tristan Thompson does a knuckleheaded thing. No, listen, I'll stand with my rookie Jamal Shed. Darko's proud of what he did. Scotty's proud of what he did. RJ's proud of what he did. They all said, "I'm proud of our rookie for standing up and getting in his face about this." So I don't know, Kareem. You can say what you're saying here, but I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's Tristan Thompson, no class, as our coach said, and that's what I'll just say about this. He has no class, and honestly, whatever happens with him in his career soon, well, it's going to be what it is. I'm actually shocked he's still in the league right now, honestly. I'm actually shocked he's still in the league. Mike's saying this. Let's see real quick. No. All of the old time Raps coming back and being a part of the Raps today is so good to show the Raptors had good players, but not the image to get the winning help. I think it's just great to show the culture. I'm telling you, this is something we needed to establish this year, and we're very successfully doing it. Between raising the banner for Vince, between celebrating the history, the rich history with different things like the documentaries that are coming out. This is really good because there is a real story to the Raptors franchise in different stages and different kind of really interesting periods. The early expansion years, the Vince years, the Bosch years, the DeMar and Kyle years, the championship build up, the after the championship stuff, and to now. And it's just fantastic to have time pass because, as a young Raptors fan in 96, we didn't have anything like this. And now in hindsight, I can look back and look at all this history for the Raptors. And in some ways, we needed to start acknowledging our history and culture so that we could get even more good things building up for our franchise into the future. That, you have to have a history and a culture to attract people that want to come play for you. You know what I'm saying? Like we got that with Vince initially. So many different young people wanted to be Vince, and that made them Raptors fans, like Kevin Durant. And now the championship. That's what I'm saying. We want a history and a culture, and Canada's becoming more of a superpower in the basketball world. These kind of things are going to help the Raptors for their success into the future. And that's what I love right there. I love that stuff. Love that stuff so much. Mo's saying, I said it once, I'll say it again. Yesterday's 905 game reminded me of the Raptors game, except 905 fought in the beginning, but gave up in the end. The game last night was weird. The big difference last night was Luke Travers. That mullet man came out there and did mullet man stuff. Joe Dirt from Australia, Perth, Australia. Luke Travers did not play in the first game, Cleveland Charge against the Raptors 905 on the school day game, but he played in the game later that night for the Cavs against the Raptors just for a brief little bit at the end. I was intrigued by him. I was like, who's this mullet man with the mustache on the Cavaliers Charge team? And well, I found out it's Luke Travers. I found out really good. He was absolutely the best player on the court last night. He got a triple double for them, and he's so goofy, but he really knows how to play. He played professionally in the NBL over in Australia for many years, and he's not a young guy. He really is a polished player that's been playing for a while. And he showed it last night. Now, him and Eugene went at it. Oh, my gosh. Omaroy, happy birthday, by the way, guys. It's Eugene's birthday today. Valentine's Day is Omaroy's birthday. And they went at it. There was a lot of shit talking and going back and forth between Eugene Omaroy and Luke Travers last night. And it was really kind of like one of these, like, it felt a little bit like Bird and Magic kind of stuff because they were like kind of really jawing and really, really going at it. Well, Luke Travers had the last laugh. He was amazing. And Imani Bates woke up and actually played really well last night. In fact, Imani had almost the same amount of threes as the whole entire 905 team. Absolutely killing us. It just wasn't in the cards. In some ways, the Raptors 905 went cold from three, and that absolutely killed them in that game last night. They could not make a three to save their life, and that was part of it. Well, let's go ahead and go over the game real quick since Monique brought it up, and I'll do my stars of the game. My first star of the game is Jared Rhoden. Jared Rhoden has been very solid for the Raptors in the last couple weeks. Absolutely fantastic. He got a double-double last night. He shot 10 of 17 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. See, he wasn't that on with threes. He's usually way better. 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 21 points for Jared Rhoden. Getting those numbers like he's threatening to get a triple-double here and there. He was just 1 assist shy of a triple-double the game before. And look at this. He got 21, 12, and 6 in the game last night. Jared Rhoden, you're on fire. In some ways, I really do think that you're playing up because you may get that call up to the Raptors soon. And you keep playing like this, you're going to get the notice of Bobby Webster and Masai, and they may ask you to come to the Raptors and on a 10-day contract soon. I could see that happening, seriously. Second star of the game is Eugene, the birthday boy. I love the fracas. I love the passion. There was one point where they were talking trash, and Luke made a move over Eugene, and they were inbounding the ball back in, and Eugene was on the outside, and Luke got right up in his face and talked trash right at his face and even pointed at him like this. And Eugene turned to the ref and said, "Are you going to tech him or not?" And the ref did it. He's like, tech. And they put a tech on Luke Travers for trash talking and getting right in Eugene's face. It was like that. They were really taking it at each other. There was a period in the second half where it was Luke versus Eugene, and I was here for it. I love that kind of like a battle, especially with two players that are so different than each other. Luke Travers is a certain kind of player. Eugene Omaroy is a certain kind of player. But they were battling. It was crazy. And I love him asking the ref to give him a tech. And then the ref complied. He was like, yeah, tech. That was too much trash talk, getting right in your face like that. But yeah, Eugene, 34 minutes, 8 of 20 from the field, 2 of 6 from the 3, 3 of 5 at the free throw line, 13 rebounds, including 5 offensive, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 3 turnovers. 24 points for Eugene Omaroy. He's just out there putting it all out there and battling and doing what he can do to try and help us win. And I love it. Go on, Maple Draymond. You keep doing what you do. It's just a passion. You play with such a heart and a passion, and I respect that a lot. My third star of the game for yesterday is the other Canadian, AJ Lawson. AJ was helpful with his shooting last night. 8 of 18 from the field, 3 of 7 from three. So he is one of the only guys who was actually able to hit threes for the 905 last night. They really were bad. They shot 7 of 31 for only 23% from three-point land. Really, really bad. And they're the hottest shooting three-point team in the G League. So it really was an off night for them. And that's the biggest reason why they lost last night was their three-point shot that's been very steady and dependable during the season went away last night and had an off night, and nobody could make threes. It's just how it is. AJ was 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 0 rebounds, which is mystifying to me. 3 assists, 3 steals, 1 turnover, a minus 17 with 21 points in 37 minutes. Lawson is playing a little bit more under control. He's so fast. Like even at the end of the game, when the time was running out, he could have ran all the way down the court and dunked it within like 3 seconds or something. It was like 2 seconds or something. He didn't measure it right, or he would have made it. But man, that dude is so fast. He may be one of the fastest players in the league right now. But he plays out of control to a degree too. And you got to get back to your mechanics on your shots, AJ. You got to get back to your mechanics, but not bad, not bad. Honorable mentions to Charlie Brown and Frank Kaminsky. Charlie Brown, 3 of 7 from the field, 0 of 2 from three, 5 of 6 at the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 turnovers, 13 points. Charlie has got a arc this year with me, and I actually am really liking Charlie Brown now. I hated him at the beginning of the season. He was so selfish and a big part of why we were losing, but he's getting a memo. There were a couple plays last night where he deferred to his teammates and helped them get big baskets, and that's what I've been wanting to see all year. Charlie Brown is a walking turnover for the other team, not for us, because that man, he in the early part of the season, he got a whole bunch of steals. There was one game where he had like 12 steals almost or something like that. It was crazy. So he has a lot of interesting talents and skills, and one of them is getting the other team to cough up the ball. So yeah, Charlie Brown, you're getting more and more respect with me now, and especially since you came back from your injury just recently, because you're playing the right way as a team player with the rest of this team, and you will help us because you got a great wingspan, you have a great nose to steal the ball, and you do fill in and help with some of the shots. Now your three-point shot's still ugly with you putting the ball on the side of your head and throwing it like this. It's really weird, but otherwise, man, fantastic stuff, Charlie Brown. I'm proud of you, man. You're coming around and playing more of a team game, and I appreciate that. Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank, he's just going to do what he's going to do. Ulrich got hurt, and he had to leave the game, and the announcers Frank it out because we don't have a backup center now. Frank's going to have to play center the whole fourth quarter. I'm like, what? It's G League, man. You don't have to have a center out there every single lineup. Come on now. But Frank, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from three, 1 of 1 at the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 11 points for Frank the Tank. Let's see. Evan Gilliard, great job starting and setting the table for the team, even though they didn't win. 4 of 8 from the field, missed all of his threes, 2 of them. 1 rebound, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover. So pretty good point guard work by Evan Gilliard. He was a +1 also with 8 points. Shamshay. Now, all right, let me talk about what happened with Shamshay and kind of tell you guys what I think is going to happen because I don't know for sure, and there may be something out now. I'll go check Blue Sky in a second to see if Blake Murphy has an update on him. But Shamshay got a very serious injury last night, guys. It looks like he hyperextended his knee because he was underneath the basket, and Kennedy Chandler was guarding a Cleveland Charge player. And Kennedy fell backwards, and he was falling and sliding across the floor, and he slid into Ulrich Shamshay's, I guess it's his right leg, and Shamshay was not facing him. He was kind of perpendicular to him. So Chandler hit into the side of his leg and bent it sideways and bent it in. And Shamshay amazingly got up and tried to start walking afterwards, which probably shouldn't have done. And, he had to come off the court and go all the way to the back. I think he was trying to walk it off, but I think he got pretty hurt. He couldn't return to the game, and it's unfortunate. Now, hopefully he's young, 19, and this isn't going to be a serious injury or anything, but the possibility of Shamshay having a bad injury is very much there from what I saw last night. There's no firm details on the severity of the injury yet, but from the visual of seeing the injury,
I'm going to say that this guy may be missing some time, like maybe a month, y'all, because it looks like it could have been some sort of hyperextension of tendons around his knee. So, oh man, I hate this. This looks so bad. I already didn't really like Kenny Chandler, but having him slide into Shamshay's leg and that happened, unfortunate like that, it's not good, man. Now the bonus is it is All-Star break, and there's no games for a while for the G League that he can maybe who knows, maybe he will be fine and he'll be healthy for the next time the G League starts up again and the 905 have to play. But it looked bad, and for Raptors fans that really love Shamshay, they're holding their breath and they're feeling it right now for him. But before he left, 18 minutes, 3 of 5 from the field. He made his only free throw, 4 offensive rebounds with 9 rebounds altogether, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 1 turnover, a minus 12 with 8 points. Yeah, he was great. He's been playing so well, really ramping up his game more and more between the NBA and the G League. And I'm proud of Shamshay. I'm just praying and hoping that he's going to be okay and he's not that hurt. Let me go look and see if Blake has anything right now, any kind of update. Probably doesn't, because there probably isn't any information about it yet. So let's see. Oh, there's a tempo of Valentine on here. It says, "You make my heartbeat pick up the tempo." So Toronto Tempo got a Valentine's out there too. All right, let's see. Where is Blake? Blake, do you have anything about Shamshay? You going to tell us anything about the Prince? No, 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 no update on there from Blake about Prince Shamshay. But yeah, it would look bad, man. And he was hurt. He was hurt. He couldn't continue the game, and it's too bad. Tyreek, he got in for 3 minutes and made 1 shot and a free throw for 4 points. That's pretty much what he did. Let's see. Quincy Guerriere, a bad game, 17 minutes, 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. 1 rebound, 1 block, 2 points. Just really not doing much to help. And Kennedy Chandler, other than injuring, not helping with that, 1 of 8 from the field on 18 minutes, 0 of 3 from 3, 1 of 1 at the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, a minus 10 with 4 points. Chandler has fallen off. Holy crap, has he fallen off this season? And it's interesting. The announcers in the game, Warren Ward and Ben Schulman, talking about how the switch from Chandler to Gilliard at starting point guard for the 905 signified when they started winning. Well, it's true. When you got a guy who's actually playing point guard and not shooting guard at point guard, you do better as a team because team is more engaged with each other. Because that's the thing. At the beginning of the year, Chandler and Brown were really selfish ball hogs who were not incorporating other teammates in what they're trying to do. They're just trying to force stuff. And in some ways, Chandler's still doing this. If Brown is getting better with playing more of a team game since he came back for his injury, Chandler is not. He's trying, and he's had some games where he's done pretty good as a point guard, and he has played most of the games, but most of his work has not been, I don't know, it's his player type. They had a stunted growth on him this season that I watched, and it just lays it all out, the problems with Kennedy Chandler, as far as why he didn't make it in the NBA, and now he's in the spot with the G League, and why in some ways he's not making it here either. Dylan Disu's healthy. I don't understand why they didn't play Dylan again last night. They could have played him in both the games. He's back from injury, but he's getting DMPs. He could have helped with filling in for Shamshay after he left with injury, because in some ways he's a very similar sized player as Shamshay. In fact, I get them confused sometimes in the court because they look the same size. So I don't understand why Andrew Jones didn't play Disu, because he is available and he's back after being hurt for a while now. So yeah, that's the 905 box score with the players. My stars, once again, Jared Rhoden, Eugene Omoruyi, and AJ Lawson is the stars. On the other side, Luke Travers, amazing player, man. Little mullet mustache, 25 points, 10 assists, 18 rebounds. 18 rebounds for that mullet, man. Absolutely helping them win. And then you got Imani Bates, who was 6 of 15 from the three-point line with 33 points yesterday. He could not miss from 3, and we could not get to him. We made 1 more 3 as a team than Imani Bates by himself. He made 6. We made 7 as a team. So you tell me why we lost. They made 12 threes, and we made 7 threes. And we still, we lost by 14 points in the end. So, yeah, it was Imani and Luke Travers that were really the big key parts that helped the Cleveland Charge beat the 905 in their game last night. Yeah. Nako saying, wasn't Thompson on steroids last year? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he might have been. Could be. Swoosh saying he was saying that when you full court press down 30, that will happen, the dunk. Also, when you're tanking for lottery balls, and he hopes that people survive to see the end of the Raptors rebuild in his city. In his city. What? Tanking for lottery balls, meaning the dunk will happen. Wait, that's what Tristan was saying, his reasoning for why he did it? He was saying that when you full court press down 30, that will happen, the dunk. Also, when you're tanking for lottery balls, and he hopes that people survive to see the end of the Raptors rebuild. What do you mean? What is that? That's ominous. You're saying people survive to see the end of the rebuild? Man, this guy, what the hell is wrong with him? I'm reading your comments, but I want to hear him how he said it, because in some ways the context of what he's saying is from his inference in his voice. So I don't know. He sounds like a bunch of malarkey. Nah, bro, it's not. We didn't full court press. We're standing in the middle court because the game's over, and we're all just standing around waiting for the buzzer to run out. What do you say? We were full court pressing him at the last second? No, we weren't, you idiot. You just ran down the court when nobody was playing anymore or giving any effort, and you got a silly cherry picking layup that you didn't need to get because it's embarrassing, and in some ways it's not good sportsmanship. There are unwritten rules in basketball, and in some ways you were disrespectful to us, and he's being even more disrespectful by saying he hopes that people survive to see the end of the Raptors rebuild. You idiot. The rebuild is almost already over. We got Brandon Ingram, you dumbass. Tristan Thompson, two finger salute for you. This is what he said? Seriously? You're a fucking dumbass, man. You better hope you survive in the NBA after this season, motherfucker. That's what I say to you. Crazy, man. Anyway, he thinks he's helping us with the lottery balls by that. Your 2 points don't mean jack shit, and this is still a loss. It doesn't matter if you get that 2 points that doesn't help us with the lottery balls. Man, he's so full of shit. Anyway, Tristan Thompson, persona non grata. You go on that list with Goran Tragic. Seriously. All right, let's keep going. Mike saying Tristan Thompson gave his reason. It's because our guys pressed with a minute left. He took offense to that. Guys wanted to earn spots. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's the most bullshit reason. They weren't pressing him. Nobody was trying to do nothing. He's lying. He's lying. He also said he's going to wait to see who's there after Masai's long-term plan in his city. Laugh out loud. It's not his city. Fuck you. You're excommunicated. Fuck you, Tristan Thompson. We will excommunicate you just like your sorry-ass little friend Drake. We will. Seriously. We will excommunicate you in Raptors Nation and say, fuck you. You're not part of this. You're a hater. You're hated now by us. You are hated by us. Raptors fans hate you at this point because of what you did the other night. You think that this is supposed to get you in good graces with us? Man, you're going to probably hear it on your own hometown streets. You're going to walk around in Toronto. You're going to hear it from us on the street, motherfucker. Yeah, you will. Yeah, all that stuff, whatever. I don't even want to talk about Tristan anymore. He's old news. He's washed up. And this is, you know what, in some ways, this is him grasping at being able to get some relevance in this league. Seriously, this is so pathetic. That's what this is right now. Yeah, Smooth saying, I think Tristan's only 34. He's still very young. No, I don't care how young he is. I'm talking about how he plays. That doesn't gauge whether you get to stay in the league. You could be 26 and you're on your way out. That dude sucks, man. He's washed up. In some ways, I could have seen him out of the league a couple years ago. Seriously. Yeah, I think he's older than that. He's 14 years into his career, so he's probably a little bit older than that. But either way, I don't think he's going to be in the league that long. He's barely in the league right now. I was surprised that the Cavs brought him back this year. Seriously, the dude he's not a good player at this point. He's slow as hell. And if he's so good, why isn't he starting? If he's so good, why is he playing garbage minutes at the end of the game of a blowout? Seriously. It doesn't matter what your age is. You can age out of this league at like 23. Seriously. Everybody's got to exit out the league at some point. The average career is 4 years. So there's guys like Kyle Lowry that are going to get like 20 years. There's going to be guys that even that out at 4 years. They're going to get like 1 year or 2 years. So him getting 14 years, that's already probably enough for him. So I'm just saying he could get out of this league very soon. Who knows? Maybe some people like your Bush League for what you did in Toronto, and we don't want you on your team, on our team anymore. You know, there's could be a couple of different things here. Yeah. Let's see. Logical saying it's a shot at Darko, Shed, everyone but Masai, basically. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever Tristan has to say, he's an idiot, and I don't care what he has to say. His reasoning is we full court press him. Whatever. He's a dumbass. He's a dumbass. It's the end of the game. We're not full court pressing. We're standing at the middle of the court to wait for the time to run out. Because in some ways, why do we want to go all the way down and guard the basket if we're going to be walking to the locker room in a second? Seriously, it's all bullshit excuses. And he can justify it however he wants. He's still wrong. And honestly, it's very unpopular what he did. And he can say whatever he is. He lives in his own ego. He can go ahead and live in that own ego and his own kind of belief. But most people disagree with him and think he's a piece of shit. So that's what we'll find out. Anyway, let's keep going. Naka saying, I agree with most of you. Most of what you said would give the ultimate play of IQ a B. I think he's normally one of our better players. Oh, you're talking about my grades? You would give IQ a B? It's just because we haven't seen him enough. And honestly, he hasn't played as well as he did last year for us in the first half of that's half season last year that he played for us. He played at a higher level, and he hasn't exactly achieved it yet. Part of it is because he's still not fully back. Like he is more now, but in a lot of the games he's played this season, he's been kind of ramping up and minutes restriction. And that's part of the reason why I want to see a 30 plus game from him and like 20, like almost 20 assists and shit like that. I want that kind of stuff. We had a little bit of that last year. So yeah, let's see. And Mike's saying it's not his city anymore. We disown you. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. And he'll find that out. Seriously, man. You know, you've never been a friend to the Raptors franchise in any kind of way. So Raptors fans have no reason to like you, Tristan Thompson. And honestly, I thought it was a joke last year when you were saying you want to be on the Canadian Olympic team or whatever happened with all that bullshit. I was like, we don't want you on the Canadian Olympic team. I said that. I'm on the stream saying it. Like Tristan Thompson, we don't need you on Canada. We don't want you on that team. So yeah, there's a lot of different things going on right there. Yeah, G saying he literally waited until the Raptors put their arms down and even started walking away. They were not pressing him at that moment. It was lame. Yeah, he's lying. It's like anyway, he's a goof. He's a goof. Let's just put it that way. We may be talking too much about Tristan. In some ways, I want to move on. I ain't got no time for him. That's right. Smooth saying Tristan never came across as a guy proud of his Canadian roots. Corey, Kelly, and Andrew all have more invested than he does. RJ too. Exactly. And that's the damn truth. That's exactly the damn truth. He's somebody who he's one of these secretly Canadian guys. It's like if I can get away with nobody understanding I'm actually Canadian, I'll just act like I'm not. He's not proud of being Canadian. I don't think so. I don't think he is. He doesn't act like it. Anyway, let's see. Trevor's saying happy birthday to Eugene. Yeah, Eugene's birthday is today, guys. And he is turning, I believe he's turning, where's my birthday page? He's turning 28, I believe. Yeah, 28 years old today. Eugene Omaroy. Happy birthday, Eugene. I love it. Nako's saying Shed A, Jacoby A minus, Mobo B plus, Battle A minus, and Shamshay not applicable. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I do that. I mean, I'd say Shed's probably a B plus. I'd say Jacoby's an A minus, which is what you said. Mobo is probably about a B, maybe a B minus. Battle's about a B minus, and Shamshay, I'll actually give him a grade because I've seen enough of him on G League. I'll say Shamshay's like a C plus so far in some ways. Let's see. Name is saying Pirtle Mate is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Pirtle Mate? Puddle Mate? I don't know, Nameless. What is it? Pirtle Game Mate? Laugh out loud. I don't know what that is. That Pirtle one is a keyword hitter. Yeah, I don't know what that is. She's got a starting lineup. Oh my. That's one might get a slap. Yeah. Yeah, these Valentines are weird this morning for sure. Cool Cat's here. Good morning, Rapid Free crew. Happy Love Day to all. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Coach Cool Cat. Hope you're having a TGIF and a good day. We're sharing our love for the Raptors, the culture we're building this year, and having more and more history and passion and respect for the Raptors and building that. And people like Brandon Ingram saying that they are wanting to be here and signing huge contracts with us. Well, that's a sign that the culture and the attractiveness and the things about the Toronto Raptors are awesome. That a high caliber player like Brandon Ingram would commit to us in the recent week. That's right. Yeah. Kareem saying, I'll pull back. What he did was wrong, but I also don't agree on a full court press being down that many points under 30 to go. Both sides were wrong, I guess. Well, let's think about this. The Raptors were trying to hurry up and still try and play at the end of the game to a certain extent. But what happens is the rule, and this is what they explained on 905 last night, because they talked about this on 905. Ben Schulman and Warren Ward, being a former player, said it this way. He said, as soon as the shot clock goes off at the end of the game in a blowout, everybody just relaxes and doesn't do anything. So it could very well be the shot clock was still on when they were pressing, and that Darko's trained them when the shot clock is on, you still play. But when the shot clock gets turned off because it's just the game clock going out, then you just kind of chill. That's what Warren Ward explained yesterday on the 905 broadcast last night. That's the way that the code is with the players. And that's what I mean, we don't have shot clocks on the park and, playing in places like that. And, it's just, that's what he said the reasoning is. That as soon as that shot clock goes off, everybody's just relaxing and the game is over and you just kind of dribble it out. That's what is like kind of the thing. I don't know. Tristan's full of shit, man. He's just full of shit, bro. I don't know why you're standing up for him, Kareem. Name was saying that's fucked up what Christian did. Why did he do that to his own home? Tristan did. Yeah, I don't understand. Like not taking your shoes off in your own home. Well, to each his own. I mean, I did grow up in the States and we don't do that down here. And in some ways, I've had to learn to take my shoes off in Canada. I see Mike saying the rap's looking better, not gonna lie. I think in some ways, the thing that about his comments that is annoying me is he's still so stupid. I think in some ways he doesn't understand what we're doing with Scotty. And he thinks that we're still deep in a rebuild and he thinks it's going to be a rebuild for a long, long time. That's a very dickish thing to say. It's like, oh, I hope you guys survive the rebuild or something like that. I'm like, whatever, dude. Bro, we're doing things right. I mean, you don't have to look that closely at us to understand it. You can go ahead and live in your own little world. But man, I think we're faster coming back. Like we said, in some ways you could say the rebuild started when we traded Siakam and Anunoby last year, and we did a year of a rebuild, and it ended when we got Brandon Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Like the rebuild was the second half of last season and the first half of this year. And now that Brandon Ingram's here, we're just waiting for him to get healthy. And then boom, we're going to be off running as a team that's competing. Tristan Thompson, you little dick. Name is saying this. Let's see. Does you keep calling him Christian? His name's Tristan with the T, Tristan Thompson. Does Tristan not want anybody to like him in his hometown moving forward? Not very well calculated. Yeah, he's an idiot. You're not going to get endorsement deals in Canada, bro, like this, man. Everybody's going to be like, I'm not buying that product ever. Tristan Thompson's associated with it. No, he's a knucklehead, bro. He's really not a smart guy. Honestly, I really get that point. Yeah. G saying Pirtle mate, like soulmate? No idea. It's so bad. It's good. I don't know if it's good, but it is bad. It's definitely bad. Like it's a substitution for soul. Maybe they don't know how to pronounce Pirtle, and they think that it sounds like soul. Poltomate. I don't know. It's some goofy shit. Either way, yeah. Straight cheese. Yeah. Straight cheese. Formaggio, my guy. Let's see. When you think about how selfless he is on the court, it's perfect. Jakob will sleep in the rain for his love. Have you guys noticed that Jakob's a lot more smiley all of a sudden? He's really enjoying being on the Raptors. He's like, I totally did this right. I'm glad I committed to be back here, and I wanted and valued being here. I could have gone other places. Somebody else could have signed me, but I like Toronto. I didn't want to leave the first time, and I'm glad I'm back. And in some ways, look, yeah, it looked bad at the beginning of the year. And yeah, maybe we are a bad team and we're not going to win a lot. But boy, does the future look bright for him now with Brandon Ingram in the fold, especially with Ingram coming in and touting the greatness of Jakob. He feels seen. He feels respected. He's just like, yeah, Brandon Ingram, this guy is really good. I played against him for years. And on the down low, he was a fan of mine. And so I think that's had an effect on Pirtle. And because he's so happy on the team. If you notice, he's always smiling. And I also think that Pirtle's gotten to a new level of connection with his teammates. It could very well be that Jak has a hard time connecting with people, being the only Austrian player in the history of the NBA, with his teammates. Some things he may not have in common, but you know what? I think he's in the fold with everybody, and he feels a little bit more connected with this particular Raptors squad than any team he's ever played with in his entire career. And that includes the early Raptor teams that he started with Siakam and Anunoby and those guys. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I'm getting a feeling that Jakob's coming out of his social shell a bit more with this team than ever right now. And it's partly because they really do respect and love him for what he gives to the team to help us win. And they also see the genius of his passing and the way he plays, because Brandon Ingram sees it. Scotty understands how awesome he is from playing with him for a couple years now. So yeah, that's it right there, man. That's it. Mo's saying W stream, W vibes, go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Raptor Freak Crew strong forever. Just helping Lex limit comments. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that. You are awesome. You are an MVP, and I appreciate you every day. Mike saying Pirtle word game is a popular game on the internet. That I know that. I know Pirtle is like the version of Wordle for the NBA. I played Pirtle. So you saying that's where it's from? Well, they did a horrible job of connecting that because I have no idea that that's what they meant. Oh, that's horrible, man. You new Valentine's writers for the Raptors. The tempo one seems okay. The Raptor is doing a good job. Maybe y'all should go ask the mascot to come and write the Valentines for the players, because y'all kind of, I don't know. These are weird, man. Could have done better. Let's just put it that way. Could have done better. Trevor's saying Tristan Thompson and Paul Jones' brother do not acknowledge their roots. Yeah, I've mentioned Mark Jones before, although Mark has come out and admitted he's Canadian since, and he does little stories sometimes on his broadcast. You know, he's the commentator for the Kings broadcast. And, you know, he's been in the U.S. since like the 80s almost. Like Mark Jones, I remember him hosting the dunk show for the NBA way, way back when he was so young. And I had no idea he was Canadian. I had no idea. I knew who Mark Jones was before Paul Jones, because I was in the States and I saw Mark Jones on ESPN on like NBA highlight shows late at night and hosting like the highlights. And then I came up here and I never made the connection they were brothers. I saw Paul Jones early in the media for the Raptors very early on, but I never made the connection that they were brothers until years later. It was weird. Then all of a sudden, holy crap, Mark Jones is Paul Jones's brother? That's weird. I just never made that connection that Mark Jones was even Canadian. And this is true, what Trevor's saying. These guys on the download, I don't know. Tristan's pretty outwardly Canadian, though. But Mark Jones wasn't for the years and years and years. But in recent years, he talks more about the stories about him and Paul growing up in the west side of Toronto, and all the things that they used to do out there and stuff like that, which is cool. Riding on the streetcar and stuff like that. Let's see. Mike's saying, bottom line, Tristan complained about the Raps playing hard to the end, even in a blowout, and Masai's planning another chip. Laugh out loud. Thanks, I guess. Yeah, either way, he's an idiot. Mike's saying also, Pirtle said we will be competing next year. I don't think he's not the only one who's saying it. A lot of y'all are saying it, and I think I see it too. So I'll say it. Yeah, we're going to compete next year. We're going to compete this year. If Brandon gets healthy and Jakob's healthy, we can compete this year a little bit for wins. That's what I'm talking about. What do you mean? Compete for a playoff spot? Yeah, we could do that next year too. How about that? How about that? That's right. Let's see. And Mike's saying, and he was told by Masai he's being planned for like he's the starting center. He's got some. Listen, Pirtle's this nice guy, and Pirtle's the kind of guy who's not greedy, and he'll get a very reasonable contract to fit in with us for the future, guys. Especially if he likes playing for our team and everything's good about it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So everybody who's been trying to get Pirtle off our team, y'all are idiots. He's absolutely a crucial player for our franchise. And Masai knows that, and he wants him around. I mean, they drafted him. He's a project and somebody they've liked since before he came to the NBA. He was in Utah. And Bobby and Masai were the ones who drafted him on the Raptors. And he went to the school of Popovich for a couple years, learned some things from professors like Duncan and Ginobili and the Spurs culture. And now he's back with us with a lot of that knowledge, and he's fantastic. I don't understand any Raptors fan that does not want Jakob Poeltl on our team. You are absolutely an idiot if you don't want him on our team. Seriously. So, yeah, I like to hear that Masai has long-term plans to keep him as our center, maybe past this contract he's on right now. That's fantastic. I love that. Kareem Sam, was Andrew Jones holding cards back schematically? I just don't know how you go worst to first in the G League ultimate poker move. It's like when Philip Banks brought out Lucille. If you know, you know. Okay, you're talking about the difference between the Showcase Cup part of the season earlier and the regular season now? Well, you know, it's a couple of things coinciding, Kareem, because I have paid very close attention to 905 this year, closer than ever. Honestly, I'm really on top of 905 at this point. It used to be a weak spot for me, but it isn't anymore. I really, really am on top of it. The beginning of the season, we had a cast of characters, and I was kind of critical of Luke Wynn, the GM, for bringing just talented guys, but not necessarily guys that fit together as a team. And those guys were signified by Charlie Brown Jr. and Kennedy Chandler. And the other thing is, we've added talent throughout the whole entire season. We didn't have the exact same contingency. At the beginning of the year, we had Miles Burns, Kevin O'Banner, a couple guys from last year that we let go of as the season went on. And we switched them out for people like Eugene Omoruyi, Frank Kaminsky, and Jared Roden. And they were absolute upgrades. And not only that, some of it is that these guys have gelled. It's weird because in G League teams, normally it's all for one for all against each other because we're all fighting for the same stuff in the same spots. It's very easy to be selfish on a G League team. Well, somehow Andrew Jones has gotten these guys to be like the Raptors on the main squad and all for one for all kind of mentality. We want to see each other succeed, and we're playing as a team, and we're looking out. That's the success right there. They went from a team that was playing selfishly with Kenny Chandler and Charlie Brown to a team that is playing together and really working off each other better in the regular season. And part of it is changes to the roster and guys getting healthy. It's also partly that we got more help from the guys who are playing on the main squad, like the J rookies. And Shamshay is also a part of this. He's progressed as the season started. He was not really contributing at all in the Showcase Cup in a meaningful way. And now he's a defensive presence and a great rebounder and a shot blocker for them now. So it's just the team evolved. And Andrew Jones did a good job of getting them to buy in, to connect with each other and play a team game more and more as the season's gone on. And that's what it is, Kareem, right there. That's it right there. The team changed personnel. It's more team conducive with different role players that do different things that are helpful. And they have bought in under the team concept and they stopped being selfish. And switching Evan Gilliard to the starting lineup for Kennedy Chandler was a big part of it too. A big, big part of it too. So that's it right there. That's it right there. Mike's saying, I'm hoping Mark Davis sees his pittiness and pittiness and what Tristan did, and Mark chills a bit. I don't even understand that. Well, listen, Mark Davis took Tristan aside afterwards and walked with him after what happened. And that's when he was explaining to him what he did was wrong. That's when he did it right there. Kareem's saying Tristan ain't shit. He thinks he's relevant because he has a family with Khloe Kardashian. He's been riding her coattails, LeBron's coattails, and now riding the bench. See, I don't even think about his connection to Khloe, but yeah, that's true. There is a really weird thing there. Yeah, anybody anyway, Chris Humphries, I'm just saying, if you're dating Kardashians and doing that kind of stuff, you're a fame whore. And in some ways, also, you're probably some sort of scumbag, honestly. I'm just going to say that. Notwithstanding Chris Humphries. Chris Humphries, you're a great guy. You were in the beginning before all that crazy stuff. You got out of there. And Chris Humphries, I won't put you in that category. But a lot of people that have been dating them, like I feel bad for Lamar Odom. In some ways, I feel bad for Lamar because he kind of got like drug addiction problems partly from messing with the Kardashians. Seriously, it's crazy, man. All right, let's keep going. Smooth saying that Charlotte is protesting the Lakers' rescind of the trade. There's a possibility it might be overturned. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Dalton Connect saga is so weird this season, man. He's way more interesting to me than Bronny. The things that have happened to the other Lakers rookie this year are absolutely way more interesting than Bronny James. It's absolutely crazy. So we'll have to see. He's going to be playing tonight in the Rising Stars Challenge, Dalton Connect, as a Laker representative. I wonder if he wishes he could put the Hornets logo on his jersey instead, because he got sold out by the Lakers like that. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what else is going on. I hope Charlotte gets that overturned, seriously, especially since they went and got a new center, the Lakers, since in Alex Len, and all of a sudden they'll have Mark Williams too, and then they'll lose their rookie after all. I love that chaos. In some ways, this could make up for the collusion of the Luka trade if y'all force the trade for Charlotte and show, yeah, no, we don't just do everything to help the Lakers. We're going to help the Charlotte Hornets in this situation and side with them. That would be awesome. Trevor's saying, make sure to set your TV for Rising Stars tonight with Grady must-watch TV. Yeah, we will definitely be watching this tonight to see our young star, Grady Dick, compete in the Rising Stars Challenge. And well, that'll be the reaction tomorrow. I'll have a stream reacting to the Friday night events for All Star. That'll be our stream tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. We'll go over what we saw with Grady in the Rising Stars Challenge. Yeah, Mike's saying the Lakers will sue the league if they force the trade. Hey, dumpster fire, go on and burn, go on and burn. Let's see. CBA is whether the rules are for this, and it says the doctors can say no, and there isn't a required medic thing, and they just fail the player. Okay, I'm gonna say this, Mike. What the argument that the Hornets are making is that their doctors did not see anything, and the Lakers are making some bullshit up about why they rejected him physically. I don't know why they did this. Why did they go to the trouble and do this? Why are you messing around with us? You want to do this trade, but then if you just make up some stuff or find, I don't know if they actually found something. It may be that they had buyer's remorse, and they're like, man, maybe we shouldn't get rid of Connect. And this guy, I don't know, and they just messed it up at the end and just made up the excuse. I mean, that's plausible too. I don't trust the Lakers on anything. It's plausible the Lakers just have a Dr. Nick Riviera from The Simpsons who come in. Hi, I'm Dr. Nick. And Mark Williams, you are not good enough to play for Lakers, so I rescind your physical. That's what they're saying, is that their doctors checked him out and he completely checks out fine. And that the Lakers doctors are just making shit up to mess the trade up. That's what the case is right there. We'll have to see. They'll investigate it. Maybe it'll all hinge on Mark Williams's health by an independent doctor. Comes in and looks at him and says, no, he's fine. You guys shouldn't have rejected this trade, and it'll go through. So it could go either way. Let's not even get it twisted. And you could say they could sue them for that. But if the NBA uses their own doctor and determines Mark Williams is perfectly fine and the Lakers are wrong, well, maybe Adam Silver will be able to do that. But once again, we know Adam Silver is trying to hold hands with the Lakers and help them. So it's more likely that he's not going to help the Hornets rescind this trade, rescind this decision and make them go through with the trade after all. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. I think that's the smartest way to determine it. Get an independent NBA doctor to come and determine the health of Mark Williams, and he will tell exactly where he's at. And if he is somewhere with the physical problems that the Lakers detected, then maybe they side with the Lakers. So Smooth saying Charlotte will argue that the player has missed 60% of the games since he started, and the Lakers already knew the health concern, yet he still wanted the trade. Yeah, what I was just saying is what they're saying also. Kareem saying Grady is going to prove to the NBA he isn't just a cool, sparkly red jacket with an amazing last name. He will prove to his peers how good he really is. This is a great spotlight for him. And in some ways, this is a thing where he needs to go out there and wow everybody. If Scotty was involved in the All-Star weekend in any kind of event, I'd want him to do the same thing. This is where he can build brand and also notoriety and the ability to be more of a face of the league. Grady, you go out there and you do some of the crazy dunks you've been doing for the Raptors this year. Hit some major threes and be one of the best scorers in this Rising Stars Challenge tonight, because that's what you do. You're a scorer. And if they're going to coach you right, Tim Hardaway, you need to be feeding the ball to Dick and let him shoot, because he will make some points for you guys. So this spotlight is great for Grady, and he needs to take it very seriously. I know he will. Him and his dad make that list about his what he wants to achieve for the year, and this was on that list. And let's not get it twisted. He had foresight to hopefully get to this point. And well, he's not going to let this opportunity slide. I fully predict Grady Dick is going to have a great game tonight, and he's going to open some eyes around the league with his performance. So let's just put it that way. There you go. There you go. There you go. Trevor's saying the Lakers let go of Christian Wood. Yeah, they had to waive him to get Alex Len. Yeah, it's crazy. Christian Wood is such a bust, man. He's such a bust. And there's more and more of these stories of these guys who are really, really talented, but they just have bad attitudes. They have horrible work ethic, and they get hurt all the time. And, well, they shorten their careers, and they ain't in the league anymore. And, yeah, Christian Wood got waived by the Lakers to make room for Alex Len. That's right. Mike's saying the doctors have the say according to the CBA, so the Lakers will sue and win, so the league won't force it. Well, Mike, like I just said, and once again, let's not repeat stuff over and over again. This is the one thing I'm asking you not to do. Let's cover a subject for like 2 comments and then move on to the next one. I don't want to keep harping on one thing too much. So, yeah, I've already gone over this with the Laker trade, and I've said what I want to say about it. Kareem saying we should bring Coloco back. I just know he was in the right hands with us. Well, he was, but him and Rich Paul want to go over to the Lakers and be in the situation. In some ways, he may be a savior for them. Like I could see him being in the whole mix of things, the best center for them, and him starting at center for the Lakers very soon, because in some ways he is the best option for the future. So we'll have to see how it works out with Coloco and the Lakers. In some ways, he's a better player than Alex Len already, probably. Alex Len's really bad, really, really bad. Kareem saying Dalton Connect should wear a wife beater for the rookie game. What? Like not even wear a jersey, just wear a generic jersey, an NBA jersey. Just put like an NBA jersey on. I'm not on this team. I don't know. They're saying that they've smoothed it over and it's not weird anymore. JJ Redick talked to him. Now there's press out saying that no, actually his teammates are happy he's back and they're embracing him. Although the pictures of him from the games say otherwise, is what I'm saying. All right, Mike's still harping on this. All right, it's a nothing burger, Mike. Seriously. And some ways I don't want to do this. All right, let's go. All right, we'll do this real quick right now. I'll do the Instagram story still. All right, can you see this card? Actually, I need to read the name so I know who it is. Oh, wow, I remember this guy. Okay, let's see if Smooth's still here. This is a tough one, man. This is definitely going to be a 200 card. And it's a Cleveland Cavalier. It's interesting. We've been playing the Cavs recently. I got a Cav card again. Do you guys know who this player is? I'm going to say, I'll give you guys clues, but give me a couple of guesses just for fun. You can even name who you think is the modern player he looks like if you don't have any idea, because this is a player from the 90s. This is a classic card straight up. And it may be a little tough. This may be even hard for Smooth. I'm not going to lie. Because this guy, I actually remember this player because of his name. His name is very interesting. And, I can give you guys really good clues, but I want a couple of guesses before. And even you could be ridiculous guesses. Just give me a couple of ridiculous guesses, at least one or two, and then I'll give you guys a clue on the first name and a clue on the second name, and somebody will get it. Somebody will get this card, but somebody has to be daring and put it out. Johnny Newman. That's a great guess. It is not Johnny Newman. It is not Johnny Newman, Reggie, but it's not a bad stab at it. So, yeah, Johnny Newman is not right. The hair's not exactly right, and the facial hair. Let's see. One more guess, and I'll give you a clue on the first name, and then the clue on the second name. So, yeah. One more guess. Anybody got a guess on this? This classic card. It is a Cavalier from Cleveland. We just finished a series with the Charge and the Cavaliers game on the Dunkiversary. So why not? We had Brad Daugherty yesterday. This guy played with Brad Daugherty, but he's not of the notoriety or fame of Brad Daugherty. This is not a player that most people are going to remember. But when I say the name, Reggie's going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember this guy's name. That might be what happens. Reggie, take another stab. I don't care if you're the only one guessing. I just want to get through this, right? Because we got about 8 minutes until the stream's got to end. So, no. Nobody else wants to take a guess. Nobody wants to take a guess. Let's get them right up close. Look at that. Who is that, guys? Kind of looks like Latrell Sprewell. Somebody could have put that in. That could have been a guess. Jimmy Oliver. That's a good one, Slugged Easy. All right, the first clue I'm going to give is his last name is a season in Toronto where people like to sit outside on the street and drink beers and eat food. What is that season called? That is his last name. And his first name is the first name of Naco the Nacho. So there you go. There you go. Trevor's saying, I just don't remember his name, but he commentates for the Cavs games. No, this guy's not a commentator for the Cavs. His first name is the first name of Naco the Nacho. If you know his name, then I say it all the time on the channel. That's his first name. And his last name is a season in Toronto when people go and sit outside on the street at the restaurants and drink beers and have food. You know what I'm talking about, downtown Toronto, what we call that. So if you know those two words, you can put them together and you'll get his name. Gerald Patio is right. Slugged Easy's got it. Gerald Patio is the name of this player. Good job, guard forward. Gerald Patio is the one. That's right. Slugged Easy gets it. It's 200. Gerald Patio. That's right. Patio season. You go and sit in the restaurants, the Black Bull down at Queen Street. Yeah, Queen and Peter. The Black Bull, get that patio season in there. That's right. Slug Deezy, very proud of you, man. I'm gonna give you 200 points on your Raptor Freak score for Gerald Patio. Yeah, I'm surprised Nako didn't get it because it's like it's Nako's first name, and then it's patio season. So there you go. 200 to Slug Deezy on the classic card today. Boom goes the dynamite. Yeah, it's Kareem saying my brother always got flat top fade and always said he wanted the patio. Yeah, that's the patio, guys, and it is patio today. Gerald Patio. That's awesome. All right, let me go and see what do I have to do to wrap up things. You guys want the team stats? I don't know. Maybe we don't need to do the team stats real quick from the 905 game. I went over the 3-point shooting was the big problem. Let's see. All right, we'll start with Eugene Omaroy. They're saying happy birthday to him on his Instagram stories right there. Gene's all blinged out, and they're saying happy birthday, Gino. There's they did a birthday thing to him with Baskin Robbins at the game last night. They had happy birthday, Eugene Omaroy, at the 905 game last night on the big screen. There he is hitting a free throw at the game. There's I guess it's his sister writing a nice message to him on his birthday and an Instagram story there. That's really nice to see. There's his broke baby chain 97. My life ain't fabricated. That's right. There you go. More life for you, Eugene Omaroy, on your birthday. There he is. More life, Cuzzo. And there's him with some more of his friends. More wealth, health, and blessings to broke baby stunner. And there he is sleeping, and Tyler Perry's filming him. More life, broski. So he's getting some love from his 905 teammate too on his birthday. There, yeah, good stuff. More life to the superstar Eugene Omaroy. Kelly Olynyk is celebrating a Pelicans win last night over the Kings, 140 to 133. Pels win. Matt Devlin's got highlights from the game against the Cavaliers the other day. This was a steal where RJ and Grady got a 2-on-1 break, and Grady made a nice dunk layup. Fantastic work with RJ, drawing the defense over. And then there's a play here where they're throwing it in the corner, and Jamison Battles hitting a three. Good stuff. Hey, Gerald is saying, Nako the Nacho, that he's going to be streaming on Twitch at like 4:30-ish. So keep me an open tab and mute in your browser, and you get 40 points. So Gerald's been twitching on the Twitch. So y'all want to check out Nako the Nacho. I don't know how to get you guys to him. Find him on there. I don't know what's your handle, Gerald. It's Gerald is on Twitch is what his handle is. So if you guys want to watch Nako on Twitch, Gerald is on Twitch is what his name. Tempo's got people opening boxes of gear on there as usual. SGA's got a new ad campaign that's crazy. He's like cutting through butter with a knife. It's very interesting stuff that's going on with SGA and his ad campaigns right now with the butter getting cut. Let's see who else we got. Siakam is doing a Red Bull commercial, drinking that Red Bull, being a Red Bull spokesman for a long time now. He's been doing it for a while now. But yeah, Siakam's proud to be an all-star is what he's saying. He's like, I work very hard, and it's nice to be recognized as an all-star and what I'm doing and stuff like that. That's fantastic stuff. So Siakam, you go on to San Francisco and represent the Indiana Pacers, and by proxy, the Toronto Raptors championship from 2019, and Masai Ujiri, the man who helped make you. Jamal McGlure has got Lamport Stadium, Toronto, 1994, Bounty Killer on stage, spitting those sweet tunes out at that event. And he's got call me for a Reveler tickets. So it's like a Valentine's Day special, 2-for-1 tickets, $40, band launch at Paradise, Parkview Manor. So yeah, Jamal's getting ready for the big Carnival parade this summer, of course. And there's the 905 stuff from the game last night, all the different highlights on their account. And then Norman Powell there with some nice shoes, understand the grind, with a nice tattoo on his arm. Number 24 is going to All-Star, but for the 3-point contest. There you go. There's your Instagram stories near the end of the stream right here. Under 2 minutes to go. Let's get going now. All right, let me finish it. What else do I got? Happy birthday, Eugene. That's not important. Oh, there's a new Kensington Variety VIP Club episode from Valentine's Day 5 years ago, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of cool. Randolph watched it earlier. He liked it. So if you want to see what Lex was doing 5 years ago today at the convenience store for Valentine's Day, that's your place to go and check that out. I think that's about it, guys. We didn't end up doing a scout, but I don't care. In some ways, we got a lot of time before the draft, and I don't want to run out people to draft to do draft scouts on. And if we do them all now before even close to draft time, I may forget who they are. So in some ways, it's okay if we don't do them all the time. It's fine. All right. Thanks for watching me today. Today was all about freaking out about our love for the Raptors franchise. We should feel very grateful and lucky that we're involved in the NBA, and go from there and just strive to achieve with Masai's guidance and our team. It was just coming back sooner than later. He really did mean it when he said this in recent year, that he believes in Toronto and that Toronto will win a championship again. And I do too. And I love where we've gone in the 30 years of our franchise and the culture and the history we built. I just love this team, man. That's what I wanted to freak out about today. I love the Toronto Raptors. I love the Toronto Raptors. They're the best. And I'm just so happy and proud to be a fan of their team. And I will be till the day I die. So that's what I wanted to proclaim today on this Friday Freakout. I'll be back tomorrow for a reaction to the Rising Stars Challenge tonight with Grady Dick. And we'll talk about it tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Let's go.